Aguas, Puerto Rico, Evangel, Miguel Cotto.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Boxtalk. Guys, it's time for This Week in Boxing, where we try to give you all the news, reviews and fights from the past week. Before we get into all of that, though, I just want to address the issues that I saw in this month's edition of Boxing Monthly. On page 6, there was an article about independent boxing journalists. Guys like ourselves, guys like Be Real TV, which is another great channel, guys all over the world. Basically, they were saying that it's created an uncontrollable monster. People with iPads and iPhones coming to press conferences to interview fighters, and it's kind of taken the shine away from them, they feel. You're not a journalist, you're not a writer, you ain't paid your dues. I thought it was really, really cheeky.
Yeah, no, it's a bit naughty, to be honest, and I'm disappointed with Boxing Monthly because it's a good publication. Like Ryan says, he does buy it every single bloody month for I don't know how many years. But yeah, they basically just said here that that these guys are paid no media training, no dues paid, no real knowledge necessary. So they have no knowledge of boxing. You could put any of these boxing so-called journalists in a room with me now and Ryan and say, let's do a quiz on boxing, and we're holding our own or we're beating you.
I guarantee. I guarantee.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a bit disrespectful. And look, if these guys are coming up with iPhones and iPads, maybe it's because they can't afford the latest cameras and mic. Those things aren't cheap. But me and Ryan had one, and look, but it wasn't cheap.
It wasn't cheap. No.
We started out slow. We started filming on my Apple Mac initially.
Apple Mac, exactly.
We didn't have no editing skills,
no microphone, no nothing at all.
So I feel like everyone deserves a fair shake. And what I feel was like, look, boxing isn't a marquee sport. It's not a marquee sport.
Exactly.
So the amount of people you can get talking about it and on Facebook, on Twitter, on social media, why should that be limited to the so-called top brass of Boxing Monthly? I don't see a problem when someone get interviewed on the iPad or iPhone or whatever they're going to interview on. As long as they're giving an interview and they're trying their best, what's the problem?
Jokes aside, and it's not joke. Hey, seen the quality on some of these iPhones and iPads. It's bloody great quality. You can't tell the difference on YouTube or on a video if it's done by an iPhone or iPad. I've seen big boxing. We got press accreditation. We go to press conferences. I've seen big companies like Fight Hype that use an iPhone as well. Yeah. All right then. Let's start and go with the fights for the week. Let's start with Wednesday, and let's start with a surprising victory. Ola Afolabi versus Rakim Chakiev. We've mentioned before about functional muscle and and how your body should be structured for a professional boxer. Rakim Chakiev looks in tremendous shape. Bulky, heavy set, looks like a warrior. But the problem when you're that big, you get tired quick.
You gas, the gas tank gets empty, all that lactic acid builds up.
And the oxygen can't get into your veins quick enough.
Yes.
And you suffer.
Yeah.
I saw from in the 4th round, he walked back, he took a deep breath like, it's like someone took all the oxygen out of the room on him. And then when Afolabi put him out, he was out cold. Yeah,
he was.
It was a very good shot. But it also lack of oxygen, exhausted.
He was done, he was shattered, he was knackered.
Yeah.
Good win for Afolabi. It puts him back in there. We kind of said after his last defeat in Argentina that could be the end. He's had too many tough fights, especially the Huck wars. I think he had 3 fights with Huck. One fight with Huck is tough enough for your career. 3 fights, it's like, well, what's going on? They need to do something in that cruiserweight division. I don't know if they need to kind of do a Super 6, something along those lines, where you get all these guys together, because no one really knows who's the best in that division. Especially with Huck losing recently and Hernandez possibly retiring. What's going on in the division?
Afolabi now is kind of like the old breed. Like he's 35, 36 now. Know what I mean?
He's old.
Yeah. But he's still markable and still can lace the shots together. He's not known as a big puncher, but when he lands them single shots clean, you go down. Know what I mean? He's a solid 6'3", 200 pounds. That's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah. Rakim Chakiev though, I've seen him fight a few times, and yes, he got knocked out. But I think he's a very good addition to the division. Yes, he gassed. Yes, he got tired. But the aggression he showed, he made it a very, very entertaining fight. I said Latif Coyote versus Denis Lebedev. Another good fight.
Yeah.
Latif Coyote definitely has ability. But again, I think he's another one of those muscle-bound guys that's very, very stiff.
I don't know if he's muscle-bound. I just think talking from a Nigerian, I think he's just thick.
Yeah.
One of them guys, just a thick guy. Remember, this guy's fought a heavyweight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's just a thick guy. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. He's only been beat by Ortiz. Ortiz is the only person to beat him before then. So I guess we have to give Lebedev.
They had the draw.
He had the draw with Tava, and Tava basically 2 times had draws and defeats have been the guys against guys that have cheated.
Yeah.
Ortiz came back with the I think banned substance, and Tava, his life's about banned substances. So you know, so good win for Lebedev. Yeah. Again though, what happens next with Lebedev? Lebedev's saying, okay, what happens next? I want Lebedev Huck. I've been asking for Lebedev Huck for ages. That'll just be a straight out gun shootout. I was
about to say, we might as well, they both fought on the same night. Put Lebedev and Afolabi together.
It'll be an easy fight to make, isn't it?
The easy fight to make.
And the thing about it as well, anywhere.
Yeah, and the thing about it as well, Lebedev, yes, he's one of the more seasoned guys that's cruiserweight, but he seems to be improving. His jab is better.
I'm telling you, I'm so suspicious of the guys that improve late on in careers.
His jab's better.
Yeah.
His balance is better.
Conditioning was better.
His conditioning is better. But, you know, it's one of those ones there whereas he's doing something well. Yeah. So I think it's a fight that, guess what? He has his flaws.
Who did Lebedev fight again when his face just went vroom?
Oh, the eye.
Who was that? It literally just went... It almost looked like 2 heads.
Yeah, I remember that.
I can't remember who it was, yeah.
But yeah, some good fights in there. Before you said Lebedev was just strictly a slugger. He's no longer strictly a slugger no more.
Yeah, again, Super 6. Someone plays out there, Super 6 tournament for cruiserweights. It'd be fantastic.
Azana Povetkin versus Mariusz Wach. I'm not gonna lie, very good performance from Povetkin, but disappointed with Wach. We had that in our video where we said that we know how good Wach is, but he's been inactive since the Klitschko fight, and he's been sparring a lot. Is he going to be stuck in that sparring type mentality?
Which he did.
Yeah, which he was. I don't think the Wach that we fought, what we've seen previously from 2, 3, 4 years ago up to the Vladimir fight, and what we saw in sparring, again, is no longer there. At 6'8", he's in his mid-late 30s as well. I think that little edging athleticism he had, he looked very, very slow and robotic.
Yeah, I mean, I always say for guys that big and that tall and that heavy, even to be athletic, you've done well.
Yeah.
Just to be, do you know what I mean? Those guys, you're not supposed to be athletic at that. So I think that can only last for so long at that kind of size and weight. You've got to be a tremendous athlete, i.e. Klitschko, to still be able to be quite athletic. And not many of these big guys can be.
No, you've got to stay in shape all the time.
Yeah, you can't keep flirting around. And he's been up as big, believe it or not, I read one article where he said he's been up near 300 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's 300 is a big guy. I think Povetkin just literally won every round. There's a couple of times where it got close, it's going to be. But Povetkin showed for me that he can fight bigger guys. That was key. Bigger guys.
That was the problem he had, yeah? Yes. I tell you right now, I don't even want to go into it, but I have to. Deontay Wilder's team are not going to want no piece of me. This fight does not happen within the first 6 to 9 months of 2016.
No, I don't think the fight is going to happen. But to be fair to Povetkin, I did say clearly, and I said again, second best heavyweight in the world. And I think he kind of proved that now. Yeah. I think he is the second best heavyweight behind Vladimir Klitschko.
Where does Povetkin go, though, as you said, with the other guys? He's the mandatory challenger. He's already had his fight. He knows he cannot really fight again because they're going to try to delay it.
Yeah.
This fight's going to slow him down with Wilder. Where does he go next? Because he won't get Vladimir next.
He won't get Vladimir. He's not going to get Deontay Wilder. I mean, Pulev fights in a couple of weeks. Maybe if Pulev looks good and impressive.
I think Pulev's back on the 5th of December.
Yeah. So 5th December. Yeah. So I think if Pulev looks good, that's a good fight to make. I wouldn't mind seeing that. That'll be a very good fight. Kind of similar height. I think Pulev's maybe a bit taller, but they're not similar frames. That'd be a good fight. And the winner fight Deontay Wilder. The winner.
They say Pulev's at 6'4", but I don't think he is.
I don't think he's that big. 6'2", 6'3". But he's a big guy.
No, the big guy. Yeah, very heavy set.
Yeah.
All right, let's move down the line and let's go for the fights on Saturday night. Let's do a quick highlight. I haven't seen the whole card yet because obviously we were both out yesterday. But Frank Warren had the card over in Ireland.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah.
And the results are Jamie Conlan won.
Who?
Jamie Conlan.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Jamie Cox won. Jamie Kavanagh won. And that...
What was it? Bloody whole Jamie show?
Yeah.
Was it 3 Jamies in one?
And Vidinja Singh.
Oh, we spoke about this kid.
Yeah.
For some reason.
It's his second fight.
Yeah.
And he won as well.
A little bit of good marketing there by Frank Warren. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? It's too late for him to turn over and do anything special, but I mean, you get the Asian community on your side. You know, it's a big community to have, boy. Yeah. You never know.
Okay, let's go with the matchroom card. Let's start with let's go with Cardle versus Dodd.
Yeah.
I was impressed with Scotty Cardle coming up, and some guys mentioned that he's okay, but he's not too great. Last night, Scotty Cardle did not look good at all. He looked over aggressive. He looked wild. Didn't keep his composure at all. And Dodd, who is, let's be fair, much less than experienced than Dodd, who's got less experience, kept his shape better through sharper combinations and was beating Cardle up.
Yeah, no, he was to be fair.
Okay, at the time of the stoppage, who did you have winning the fight?
Dodd.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I didn't win the fight, but he was definitely. I kind of put down. I was like, what the? When the referee stopped the fight, but watching it again, I can see why he would stop the fight. He looked well out on his feet, and the way he fell into the ropes.
Yeah.
But Scotty Cardle isn't a puncher. Scotty Cardle's a slick boxer that moves very well. From the first bell, he wanted to trade. You're thinking,
go wild. You're
trading because what? What's happened? I mean, did you look at your KO percentage? Is it higher than we know it is? Because look, he's a good boxer.
Yeah.
And I think he just, I just don't know. I don't know if it is the crowd. I don't know what happened to him, but it was awful. I don't know if Gallagher didn't give him any right instructions, but it was the worst performance. But he won.
No, he won. Yeah,
he got the job
by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, but he won. Sometimes you get those. Sometimes you just get them, and it's a win. And in 3 or 4 fights time, no one remembers that. Cardle mentioned ringside. Oh, I'll give him a rematch.
Yeah.
I think sometimes promoters need to whisper in their fighters' ear, shut up.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you want that again. Do you know what I mean? I can see exactly the same thing happening again.
If Cardle boxed correctly, it'll be different. We said previously when we done This Week in Boxing with Spencer Fearon about Spencer said they should match Luke Campbell with Cardle, and we said it's too early.
You said it was too early.
I said it was too early. Yeah. I think they might want to match him with Luke Campbell because that's what they're gonna do.
Nah, they're definitely gonna go Tommy Coyle.
You think so?
100%. Yeah, I saw Tommy Coyle ringside watching the fight. I was gonna message you actually, and he was like that.
Yeah.
Didn't move, didn't blink an eye. He's like he's watching him thinking, and I think they're gonna match him with Tommy Coyle. I really do.
Tommy Cole pulled out of his fight injured.
Yeah.
He was supposed to fight, I think, in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And he's pulled out of that fight. So, coming off a loss and coming off injury, I don't think that fight will happen straight away.
But I think Tommy Cole will look at it like, I don't know if Tommy Cole thinks he's above British level. I don't know, and I feel like British title shot for him might be pretty good, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But Cardle got out by the skin of your teeth, as Ryan says.
Yeah, definitely did. Let's go with Ricky Burns versus and that's actually the fight I missed. That's the only fight I missed all week.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Luckily, you missed it. It was horrible. It's hard for me to be criticised as a boxer because I know this is a tough game, and you got to pay. But I've got to be honest to what I see. Ryan, it was possibly the worst fight I've seen for ages. It was absolute. I mean, don't fight me here because I know what you're like. This is what Ricky Burns did all day. Went up to the guy, went head, body. Went up to him again, head, body. Like he kept rubbing heads of him.
Yeah.
He didn't use. You're watching the fight thinking you can't be a two-weight former world champion that
and
have gone that far down. You can't have been. It was. I'm sorry. That wasn't Ricky Burns. He's with a good trainer in the Simses.
Yeah.
So I can't blame it on the trainer. I just have to feel like sometimes
the shine is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. I mean, I saw a little bit of special stuff because the body shot to get rid of him was beautiful.
Yeah.
But I was watching that fight thinking, Ricky Burns, you're in a division, just even in this country, of lightweight killers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Lightweight killers right now. They're all hungry, and I wouldn't. Look, he beat Kevin Mitchell 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Kevin Mitchell smashing right now. Kevin Mitchell smashing.
I tell you, the problem is with boxing, and this is the thing about with boxing. Boxing, you have to be finely tuned athlete, mentally and physically. I've said for maybe since before his loss to Crawford, I said that Ricky Burns mentally doesn't seem to be there, and seems to have lost it. And that motivation, not the skills, the motivation, the mental side of it. If it doesn't tally up, you lose it. And also that physical peak prime, especially at the lower weight classes, is only a very, very short window. Let's be fair. He's a 2-weight world champion. The 2-weight?
I think it is 2, isn't it? I think it's 130, 135. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
Well, could be wrong. Okay, look at. He's a former world champion. Yeah. We know he's got financial problems.
Yeah.
But your body can only take so much. If you can't put it together mentally and physically and make them tally up, it's not good for your health.
And that was for, by the way, I don't know if you know, but it was for a WBO international title that was.
Yeah.
So they're obviously trying the Flanagan route.
Yeah.
Flanagan's got the WBO title, so they're trying that route. And Flanagan, as they call him Turbo right now, after his performance right now, it's not a good fight for Ricky Burns.
Terminator.
I don't know what you do with him, because at 140 he's too small. 135 he just looks a bit too slow and ploddy. they've got a big problem with Ricky Burns, and I almost see Eddie Hearn looking ringside thinking, what do I do with
next?
you?
We've been in shop for about 2 years now, Boxtalk.
Yeah. Enjoy every minute of it.
Yeah. And I don't think you've ever got a fight so wrong. Ever.
No, I think there's a couple, but never like that.
No. Everyone gets fight wrong, but not so wrong.
Yeah.
It was not even close.
It was
annihilation.
And no, yeah, with all capital letters.
No, seriously, it wasn't even close. I watched that, sat down, got my brandy.
I was so upset.
I was there waiting for the fight. Oops.
You know what it is, yeah?
What happened there?
I tell you now, I was watching it. I put it on pause because I had a friend in my house.
Yeah.
So he was talking to me about football, and I was like, I wanted to say shut up, but I couldn't say shut up. So I was like, let's talk. And my phone went beep beep, Twitter.
Yeah.
I was like, something's going on. But I didn't want to look at my phone. I thought, no, God. So I put it on thinking, here we go. This is going to be war.
Yeah.
And then went down after 20 seconds, I was like, we have a problem.
No, we have a
I was
problem.
thinking, Fielding, get up. And then Fielding kind of caught him once.
Yeah, you can call him one.
He kind of
then walked into it.
And that was it.
Yeah,
his legs were gone from there. And I was like, oh my God. By the way, Callum Smith, first of all, apologies.
No.
Apologies.
So I tell you what, yeah. We all
Didn't know you could do that.
We all thought it was everyone, not just us, the press, everyone thought it was roughly a 50-55.
Yeah.
At the worst, a 60-45.
Yeah.
There is no one in boxing that had that fight going in one round.
The only person that I know that did was Paul Smith. Paul Smith, I read a quote from him a couple of days before. I don't know, he had Rocky Fielding's had their back and forth, but he said, Callum Smith will stop him as soon as he wants to stop him. This fight goes as long as Callum Smith wants it to go. He was that and obviously he's the one that's sparring.
Yeah.
Paul Smith fought
Yeah.
very good fighters. Andre Ward, DeGale, Groves.
So he knows
how good the fighter is.
level.
And he just said as soon as this guy wants to stop him, he stops him. To me, it's all, them kind of 50-50 matchups. And look, again, I'm not a boxer, but just in sport in general.
Yeah.
The first round's always the feel-out round.
Yeah.
We always say it with Mayweather, don't we? We say first round,
Yeah.
no, it's always... You look at guys, look at all the boxing with big fights, it's always 10-10 first round.
Yeah.
Because no one really gets an edge.
Yeah.
He tried to shoot out of him straight away. I'm thinking, jab, get on the bike, move a bit, and he thought,
Yeah.
I don't know, I think he just got too into the Liverpool crowd and they were shouting, Rocky.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he had the crowd. Rocky, Rocky. That's what I kept hearing. That shocked me a bit, by the way. I thought Callum Smith might have the crowd.
Yeah.
But Callum...
Yeah,
he's gone.
No, again,
6'3",
Yeah.
that big,
Yeah.
that wingspan.
Yeah.
He can punch.
He can punch.
Avoided for a while.
Avoided.
He'll beat Groves.
Yeah.
I think he'll beat Groves. Based on performance, he lands, it Groves in trouble. But he never knows.
Another thing as well, a lot of fans on social media and were disappointed. They were saying like we were sold wolf tickets. I'm like, I was shocked and surprised that obviously it went so quick, but I can't call it a wolf ticket.
Yeah,
I can't, because I mean, like I said, no one had that fight going that way.
Yeah, I think people just what did people?
You would have thought that a fight like that, if it ended quickly, it would have been a trading match, not a one-sided thing. If it went turned down in 2 rounds, you thought they both would have been trading hardcore.
Yeah, Hagler Hearns.
No, I mean,
Hagler Hearns.
not like that.
I mean, I think people have got to understand, with especially with boxing more than any sport, all these promoters can do is put guys together.
Yeah.
If one becomes a war, it becomes a war. If it becomes boring, what they can't do. They can't, guys don't fight each other too hard. Never.
Yeah.
What can you do? You know what I mean? So I think, look, Matchroom's been getting a lot of stick, and we've done it on this show. We've given them stick as well. But sometimes, I thought those 3 fights are decent names. You had Cardwell for the first fight, Ricky Burns, and you get Fielding Smith. It's a good night out. Rocky Fielding will come again. It's how he copes mentally, because he seems the kind of guy that, I don't know, his demeanour is a bit, I don't know if it's on the person that will come strong again. You're getting knocked out in a local derby by your local rival. That takes some doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To come from that.
It's your hometown, to walk around, everyone knows that, well.
It's not like the girl Groves where it was like, no one knows who's going to win, it was close. That's just your hometown, and people bought all those tickets, and you sold 1,400 tickets yourself, and you might feel like you've let a lot of people down. You shouldn't feel like that. You should get on this horse again and come back.
We said it on the show before though, but I think in terms of progression, a loss like that is better.
Yeah, rather than get smashed for 9 rounds.
Yeah, doing exactly what I'm trying to say.
It was that
one round, I got caught, and I'm trying to say I can recover. Let's be fair, he could go and fight again next Saturday if he wanted to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's more psychological, it's not a physical beating.
It's funny you say that, although next Saturday is ridiculous. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'll put him in the ring in about a month.
Yeah.
I know they won't, but I'll get him in the ring early. Don't let him balloon up in weight. Give him the ring early and get the dust off, really. Put him against someone lower down, a European cab driver.
Let's go with Saturday night's fights.
Yes.
And let's go with Vasyl Lomachenko versus Masiska?
Something.
The Mexican dude.
sometimes you watch boxing and you get too excited.
Yeah.
When I watch Vasyl Lomachenko, I'm like, guess what? This guy is too much. To me, before it was like he was an amateur and he learned to fight like a pro. Now he's fighting like a pro. Yeah. His balance, his footwork, he's cutting him down, he's landing shots. He was doing his little pity-patty shots towards the head to like take distractions, then whipping in hard body shots underneath. I mean, he was turning the guy. He was beautiful boxing, beautiful high-level boxing. I mean, stopped the guy, what was it, 9th or 10th round?
Yeah.
Again, well, not really stopping, the guy kind of quit. He was taking a beating. But Lomachenko was like, even the stoppage with the body shots, it's like he had landed a couple headshots, hit with the body once, knew he hurt him, but didn't go for the body again. He kind of tapped him in the head, kind of repositioned him, tapped him to the body again, and they were definitely hurt. And then in the trade, they were trading, then tapped him against the body and put him down. It's like, no, it's intelligence.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to say, it's not wasted punches. I'm trying to say.
Look, we've eulogized on this show about GGG, and rightly so. But sometimes when the guy's at a smaller weight class, the speed and foot movement is to be admired. And this is reason why Frampton's fighting Quigg, by the way, because this is what awaits you if you don't fight Frampton. If you don't fight Quigg, this is what awaits you. As much as we talk about Quigg and Frampton, and they could move up and weight, they're both struggling to weight. Lomachenko's waiting for both of you. It's a frightening proposition. You cannot outbox him. You cannot outmove him. He's got more punching power than you.
Okay.
Tick, 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 tick. I think that it does say a lot about amateur boxing now. I think in the UK and the US, I think they turn over too quick. Yeah. Obviously, the money's like, I need to make money. And I get that. I understand it. You need to make money. These guys, and you know, you've got to be careful with it because obviously GGG's turned over very late. But if you look at them, you can't outbox them. You cannot outbox them at all.
Nah.
You can't outstrength them. And they've got stupid punching power. They're machines. Lomachenko, GGG, there's a Bertibiev, Kovalev. They've all had good amateur records.
I'll tell you what, you know I'm not a big fan of pound for pound list, what I'm trying to say. But I think it's time for a new pound for pound list because I'm not giving the old guard any credit when you've got these new guys out there doing what they're doing. Yeah. I mean, the likes of Lomachenko, the likes of Terence Crawford, know what I mean?
Yeah.
GGG, Kovalev, know what I mean? Rigo, even Rigo, like, might have to drop him because he's not fighting.
Yeah, it's a shame.
You know
Rigo is them as well. Rigo is them, where the amateur boxing is just too much for you.
Yeah, but you get my point. I'm trying to say is like you have to be fair. The guys right now, and I'm trying to say, regardless if that's 5 fights or bloody 50 fights, and I'm trying to say they are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, it's frightening, and all power to it.
Yeah. Do you watch Walking Dead?
I do watch Walking Dead sometimes. I like that zombie movie.
Yeah, good show on it.
Yeah, good show.
Okay,
good show.
I saw a special clip from Walking Dead on Friday night at the weigh-in.
Yeah.
I saw Brandon Rios do this.
Yeah.
He could barely raise his arms to pose for the weigh-in. His face was completely drawn out. I swear I'm not lying. When he walked to the scale, I was like, is that Brandon Rios? I was actually shocked. It didn't even look like him. It didn't even look like him. Yeah. That phrase, dead man walking, and let's give a shout out to Paul's piece on Twitter. Yeah, he said he's getting knocked out.
Was it Paulie One Leg or something?
Yeah,
Paulie One Leg or something. Yeah.
He said he's getting knocked out by Bradley, and Bradley can't even punch.
Yeah, Bradley came to the weigh-in. By the way, Bradley's physique.
Yeah.
There's not a boxer alive that is a specimen like Bradley, by the way. It's absolutely. He's got muscles that I didn't even know existed. I bet you any money, scientists is thinking that new muscle you've got there is called the Bradley muscle. It's ridiculous. Bradley must have looked at him and scowled and thought, you're dead.
Yeah.
Because tell you this when we got this kid. Honestly, Brandon Rios is 4 fights ago. Brandon Rios is a 135-pound fighter.
Yeah.
So someone said to you, you don't have to do that anymore. You can come to 147, 12 pounds. That's like a stone, by the way, nearly people. He must have thought, yes. How he made 135 is beyond.
He came to the ring at 170 or 175, which is ridiculous. 2,
Sorry, he came to the ring at what?
170 or 175.
Where'd you hear that from?
Anyway.
Did he really? No, is that fact? Is that fact?
Yeah.
You're trying to tell me he put on nearly 30 pounds?
He came to the ring at 170 apparently.
How's that even humanly possible?
Brandon Rios, who fights at 147, as you said, and 3 years ago fought at 135, was walking around at what before the fight to cut down to 147? If he weighed 170, he must be walking at least 190 before they came into camp. Yeah. There's no way, and I'm trying to say he should have been allowed to fight. That is way too much weight to cut. That is poor training. That's a poor camp from Garcia. That's poor from bloody Brandon Rios. He's retired, And I think it's the best thing to do.
He won't retire.
I think it's the best thing to do because that is not a professional athlete.
He definitely
Let's
ain't going
be
to retire
fair.
though. Because
Is that a professional athlete?
he's only, what, 29, I think, Brandon Rios. He ain't going to retire because he needs the money, and you almost feel like, what's he going to do elsewhere? There is, you know, I'm very kind of against the Garcia camp right now with their fighting style. But look, forget Garcia, forget strength and conditioning trainers. You as yourself should know, I've got the biggest fight coming up that I've probably ever had, second to a Pacquiao fight. This is my chance. Yeah. Bradley's not a puncher. If I can do something about Bradley, because Bradley's had wobbles recently, then you never know. For you to come in looking like that, I actually felt sorry for him. I was scared for him because that was scary. And they sacked Alex Ariza, a couple fights back. Bring him back. That camp needs it. Bring him back. Brandon Rios always had weight problems, but at 147 I thought he'd be okay.
Let's give credit where credit is due, though. Timothy Bradley and Teddy Atlas look like a partnership made in heaven.
Wouldn't go that far.
Listen, that was the best Bradley I've seen. You talk about Bradley coming back to boxing. That was the best Bradley I've seen. Yes, Rios
That was the best Bradley you've ever seen?
No. Of recent times, of his recent performances. Okay. Yes, Rios was a punching bag and was not prepared to fight correctly, but Bradley looked fast. He used his jab. He was slipping punches. He was pushing Rios off him when Rios was trying to corner him. He was landing great hooks, great counter shots. He was spinning him. That's Teddy Atlas.
Don't know about that. What, can he do that in one camp?
Listen,
you thought he said it's not possible. Why now?
Before that, Bradley was charging in head first and with a headbutt and then swinging over.
Yeah, but I can't.
Rios good, and Teddy Atlas as well. Each round kept railing in. Don't get too aggressive. Don't throw too many punches. You're losing concentration. You know what you're supposed to do. And he stuck him to a game plan, and he stuck to the game plan for 9 rounds until the stoppage.
Rios is Rios though.
No.
I genuinely think I could have beat Rios that day. I'm not even a boxer. I think I could have beat Rios. There's nothing he would have done there that he wouldn't have done if it was with Diaz in the train. I believe. Let's see him against an elite boxer. I saw Bradley look fantastic in the first Pacquiao fight. Yeah. Fantastic movement and everything. Let's see him against someone that's a live opponent. Like you said, you can't call the guy the walking dead. Yeah. You can't destroy Brad and then give him credit for beating that person.
That's what I'm saying. He weren't the right type of opponent. But what Bradley done, from what I'm looking at, what he done for himself, he kept discipline, he stayed sharp. Again, the old Bradley would have just rolled in and went to a slugging match. I
don't have Brandon Rios as a top 20. What a weight. So it's hard for me to kind of say. Look, let him do it against someone like.
Don't mention the PBC guys, though.
No.
You got to think of someone.
No, but someone.
I think Saddam Ali's next.
Even that, Brook.
There we go.
So do it against Brook.
Let's move forward and go with the news for the week.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's start with Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
Floyd Mayweather is now being his champion emeritus. Yeah, for the WBC.
What? He's retired.
I think that retirement is bogus. I do believe maybe we'll come back next year and have a big fight for 50-0, possibly the winner of Canelo versus Cotto. But that's my opinion. So his champion match would mean he could get a mandatory shot straight away anytime he comes back. Yeah, which means that's how they're going to try to circumvent GGG. Even though it's a different weight class, this is the WBC we're talking about. Secondly, he's been given the lifetime achievement award by the WBC, and the WBC announced that they're going to do a tournament against the top contenders for his vacant titles in both weight classes.
Okay.
I think that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not good. Okay, what about the non... I don't know how that's going to work for TV. For those that are not on like PBC, how's that going to work? For those that are signed with PBC, for those that are signed with Top Rank, Matchroom even. Yeah. But I don't think they're going to enter a tournament. I don't think they need to enter a tournament. I don't think...
This is a 4-fight tournament, so I'm assuming that they have two... They get two top 4, most probably.
Who would you have? Top 4, 147.
If I had my choice,
yeah,
it's a kind of tough one. You put Amir Khan in because he ain't got a title. You can't put in Brook.
Why? Why can't you put in Brook?
He's got a world title.
What does that mean? So people that can't have world titles can't be in this.
The WBC won't rank him.
Okay.
He's got a title. You can't put in Furman.
No, I'm talking about your top 4.
My top 4.
Yeah, forget all that.
So I'm saying my top 4. My top 4.
No, forget. Regardless of.
In no particular order.
I like when you say that.
Furman, Porter, Brook, Khan. No, Bradley.
So you won't have Khan in the top 4. Not starting trouble again. Listen.
So tell you the problem is, when I'm being honest, I'm doing what have you done for me lately? Brook and Khan have let me down. Where Porter, Furman, and
What's
Bradley.
Done?
Huh?
What's Furman done?
At least he's fighting.
What's he done though? He ain't beat anyone.
Guerrero's better than anyone else Khan fought or anyone else.
No, I don't think Guerrero's better than Evan Alexander too hard. I think it's a 50-50.
Ted Alexander was what? When was that? 2 years ago?
Who?
For Khan. When was that? 18 months ago?
Yeah.
18 months ago. That's not recently.
Oh, okay. I think this Furman thing.
Furman fought Guerrero 6 months ago.
Furman's name seems to be mentioned. I mean,
you just don't like Furman.
No, but what have you done? I don't see what he's done.
But you admit you don't like.
Again,
Furman.
he's had a hell of a lot of fights.
You don't like Furman.
No, but dude, I like Furman. I think he's a good boxer. But I saw Callum nearly put him out. I think Khan destroyed Callum.
Yeah, but when was that though? 2 years ago.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm trying to say. Based on today, not 2 years ago. Based on today, those are the top 4 welterweights in the world.
Say again. Who was it?
Huh?
Porter, Furman.
Not in any order. Porter, Furman, Bradley, and Khan.
Not Brook.
No, Brook, Khan. They're both the same. They're equal.
So you got 5.
They're equal. Yeah, they're equal.
Right, back to it anyway. Yeah,
they're equal.
It'd be good if they can do tournaments, but I'm just not entirely sure it works anymore. I think that one-off super middleweight tournament was just because it was a stealth division at the time, and no one was fighting. It was easier to make.
It needed clarity.
Yeah, and I feel like the 147 division, 154 division definitely needs clarity, but I just don't know if it works. With all these the PBC have ruined it. It would have been easier to make, but I feel like their TV thing, it's going to be difficult for anyone to have a competition outside of PBC.
Speaking of WBC, just a quick one. Their policy with VADA for their drug testing is going to start in February.
Whatever.
So, just give you an update on that.
Whatever.
Alright then. As we talked about Amir Khan as well earlier on, Amir Khan announced this week that he signed a contract to fight Pacquiao. And it's a done deal.
Yeah.
Top Rank and Michael Conks have denied that and said there is no deal signed. It turns out after the fact that Amir Khan's dad, Sher Khan, done the contract, Khan signed it and posted it to Top Rank and then announced the fight as a done deal.
You know, to be fair to Amir Khan on this one, they've obviously then received a contract to sign from Top Rank. Top Rank have done a contract, negotiations.
No. Amir Khan's team drafted up a contract.
No, I read it differently. No, I read it differently. What did you read then?
I read that Amir Khan's team, not Top Rank, not negotiated, Amir Khan's team drafted up a contract for the Pacquiao fight and posted it to Top Rank.
No, I'm hearing differently. I'm hearing that Top Rank have given them a contract and they signed it. Well, that doesn't make sense.
Bob Arum said that doesn't make sense. Bob Arum said no, there's no deal. We haven't.
So I'm more believing on Amir Khan's side here because it doesn't make sense. So what? For no negotiations have ever taken place, and Amir Khan's people just drafted a contract and said we'll fight Pacquiao. This is the contract and posted it. That doesn't make sense. I believe Amir Khan on this one. I think Bob Arum has offered this fight to Amir Khan, and Amir Khan has signed a contract.
I don't know. A week ago or 2 weeks ago, Bob Arum said that the number 1 person for Pacquiao is Terence Crawford. Yeah, and that fight's an in-house fight. Top Rank will always do an in-house fight than a cross promotion. Straight up, we know that for a fact. Amir Khan, as much as he wants to fight with Pacquiao, no one has negotiated nothing. They've said, "Oh, is it a possibility? Yes or no?"
How do you know that? How do you know no one's negotiated? So you think they've just made this up from nowhere?
Because right now they might have preliminary talks, but nothing's been signed. Pacquiao's not been medically cleared to fight anyone who God knows for another 6 months. No, the point I'm making is it'd be very hard to sign a contract and a date for anything at all when someone is not medically cleared to fight. You can't put in a date, you can't put in a promotion, you can't put in anything as of now. No. So it's hard to say or sign a contract to an agreement as it stands.
So where do you think they got the date from then? They said April, Las Vegas. Where do you think they just made that up? That's my point. I think Bob Aron's been a bit funny here. I just don't believe that they can get a date, which they had. They said April, they said Las Vegas. I don't think you can get a date and a venue just from thin air. I think something's happened and they've signed a contract based on that. Bob
Aron's a tricky sucker. We all know that already, yeah? So is Michael Conks. But I would not say that Amir Khan's camp are not tricky as well. Yeah? So because you discuss something or you agree something, it doesn't mean it's set in stone. Yeah. So you announcing saying the fight is a done deal, and then less than 5 hours later, or basically instantly, they say no, there's no done deal.
They didn't say done deal. They said we've signed a contract to fight Pacquiao, and they signed a contract to fight Pacquiao. So they're not lying. They've signed a contract.
I'm going to send you the article after.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it said they sent the article.
I think they just want the biggest possible money fight. And right now, Crawford, Khan,
Khan's the money for sure. Yeah. But I'm saying you would not. Top Rank historically would not cash out their fighter with another camp, especially Al Heyman.
Agreed.
No way.
So let's go with a quick news. Gary Russell's fight is off. He got a cut, I think, above the eye.
Okay.
So he's now off the PBC. I think it was the PBC card he was on.
Yeah.
Was it the PBC card?
Yeah.
PBC card that was supposed to take place, I think it was end of this month. That fight's going to be rescheduled possibly for next year. To be fair though, I was supposed to check to see if they've got a replacement for the fight, but I haven't checked yet. So if anyone knows, let me know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Gary Russell. I know he's world titleist and world champion, but after the Lomachenko beatdown, which is no shame. It's not. He had a lot of hype.
Yeah.
And I'm not too sure if it's next.
Yeah. All right. Andre Ward pulls out of his fight against what's the guy's name again? Brand.
Yes.
Yeah, against Brand, saying that he is injured. He's got swelling on his knees. Again, social media and all the boxing chat rooms were a little bit crazy. Andre was in a funny situation with fans. He's got a hardcore fan base that believe in him, say he's the truth and he's powerful number one. You got the other side that say he's wasting his talent and making excuses, and he's pulled out of this fight because he was getting slated by everyone for picking Brand.
I am definitely in that camp.
Yeah, you are definitely in that camp.
He's not
again. Someone asked us on Twitter.
Sorry, very quickly.
Someone asked us on Twitter, is Andre Ward boxing basement bound? And I said, you need to speak to Ade because we have our own list.
Wait. All right, Andre Ward fan. Someone please explain to me how Andre Ward is pound for pound number. In any reasoning you have, explain to me on paper right now how Andre Ward is the best boxer in the world. It doesn't make sense. He's had 3 fights since Carl Froch.
Yeah.
Carl Froch has been retired a year.
Yeah.
And he's had 3. Think about that. He's had 3 fights. When was that? 2011.
Paul Smith,
Come on.
Edwin Rodriguez, and
Sakio Bika.
Sakio?
No. Paul
Dawson.
Smith. Dawson. Edwin Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Really?
That. I have Paul Smith ranked pound for pound if I had a top 10 list, but he's not close to number 1.
Smith?
No, sorry, I have Andre Ward ranked in my top 10 pound for pound list, but I don't have him close to number 1.
He's not
because he's a bad, not because he's a bad fighter, because he's been inactive, and who he has fought, especially in his comeback fight against Paul Smith, didn't look great. Andre Ward has been quite active though on social media.
Yeah.
Releasing a whole bunch of statements saying that he feels hard done by the boxing community because you know he's a boxing fan himself. He's a pundit as well, so he goes to all the boxing websites, and it must be hard for him to see articles criticizing him or whatever. I understand that, but he's saying that he feels the establishment support other fighters that don't support him. He has to do more than everyone else. He has to move up in weight. He has to do that. He has to do that. It's not the same for other fighters. I understand it must be hard when people criticize you and you're there, but at the same side, you've got to look at it and say, well, some parts are valid, because if you're not fighting, how can you get credit for it?
Andre Ward thinks he lives in the 60s and he's fighting some sort of civil rights movement. This is just boxing. Get in the ring and fight. Honestly, just get in the ring and fight. It's going to get to a stage where, look, we're not athletes, but we're quite fit. We try and keep in decent shape. I can't do what I used to do at 30.
Yeah.
Even 34 years ago, I can't do it. 28, 29, impossible.
Yeah.
It's going to get to a stage with Andre Ward where all these little niggles and stuff, he's going to get to 33, 34, and he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. Do you know what I mean? And some little kid's going to come around and smoke him. That's what's going to happen if he doesn't keep fighting. Because right now, I mean, look, who pulls out for knee sore? Was it sore knee?
Yeah,
who pulls out a fight for a sore knee against a nobody? If it was a top fight, see when Tyson Fury's pulled out for a knee, calf injury against Fury, I get that.
Yeah.
Big fight, no risk. If he's fighting a guy that come up from middleweight to fight him at light heavy, please.
I think that's what hurts me the most about this fight. It's not that he's pulled out. It's not that he's injured. It's that the guy he's fighting at his debut at 175 is also a 168 guy. So really, the weight class makes no difference. He could have fought
to Andre Ward.
Dillian Whyte, Anthony Joshua, press conference this week. Watching the press conference, Anthony Joshua being his normal self, seemed a little bit quieter. Maybe a little bit quieter. I just thought, just didn't seem. Anthony Joshua's a nice guy, met him loads of times, cool dude. But I feel there's a fire in his belly for this fight.
Yes.
I feel like he's being quiet because there's simmering fire.
Yes.
Dillian Whyte, now I'm trying to say, did make a very, very good statement. I thought it's a valid point. Something you mentioned earlier on. He said, when I look at Anthony Joshua, and look at all that muscle and all he's got, all I see is lactic acid.
No, there's a fair point to that. I mean, look, anyone at that weight class, especially if you go 12 rounds, it's going to build up. And Joshua doesn't go 12 rounds. Yeah. This fight ain't planned. He's not planning to go 12 rounds. He ain't planning to go there and jab and hold. And he's planning to go there and do destruction. He's built for destruction.
Yeah.
He's not built for 12 rounds. And the fire is better. Look, Spencer Fearon was on this show, a couple months back, and he said this is a roadman fight.
Yeah.
Forget all this is a road fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fire is in there for both of them, and I can't wait for this one. This goes... Don't get your popcorn early, what I'm trying to say. This fight is not going more than 3 or 4 rounds. Impossible.
We mentioned it earlier on the show when we talked about Rakhim Chagayev and everything. And Rakhim Chagayev looks actually thick, solid. Joshua actually looks like functional muscle. He looks ripped, he looks like an athlete. He doesn't look like a bodybuilder.
100%.
That makes sense.
People might think, what? On TV, don't get me wrong, he's massive in person, but he's actually quite trim.
Yeah.
That's going to sound stupid.
Yeah.
But if you look, okay, there's a video of me sitting right next to him. You guys, I'm not big. There's not much.
That's a little bit of a lie.
There's not much difference, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of frame, he's not. I mean, he's a monster, but every muscle is for something.
No,
that's the difference.
Because that's it, he's an athlete, and every muscle is very, very defined and cut.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
But interesting fight.
Can't leave my guy around him. No chance. Absolutely no chance, mate.
What are you gonna do about it if he said, "It's my girl"?
Adam. You can have her, Josh. Just give me ringside tickets. You can have her.
Lomachenko Cole sporting a black eye this week at the presser for him and Canelo. Little nervous? Black eye, single barrel Jack Daniels, visiting my house.
Now, to be fair, it does show that he's not holding back in sparring.
Yeah.
There is a fear, but all that means is he got caught. Yeah. Someone caught him. I mean, this is boxing.
You respect hard sparring?
You respect hard sparring.
Yeah.
Some people, what I don't like about Cotto, though, and I've said it quite a few, he bruises up very easily.
Yeah.
But you watch all his fights when he gets caught, even the fights he won, afterwards you actually think, well, you've been in a tough fight.
Yeah.
So a black eye is nothing, I mean, it's hard sparring. This fight's going to come down to more than that. I feel like there's so many intangibles in this fight, whether it be experience, what's Canelo's gas tank like, can Canelo beat a marquee name? This is it, this is a marquee name. Lara wasn't really one,
Yeah.
Angulo's not one, Kirkland's not one, Mayweather was, and we saw what happened there. Can he outbox him? It's got a lot of intangibles.
It's one of the ones though where, like I said, it's hard sparring, it's good, but sparring is kind of a little bit of holding back. It's not going for the kill. If he got hit like that in sparring, no, I don't want to take credit from sparring, but I'm just thinking that you're holding back and you're not going for the kill. If he got hurt by Canelo and he's going for the kill, Canelo's going to go for the kill.
What I will say though is that although you're holding back and sparring, for these young kids that spar Cotto, you've seen it.
It's a bragging rights as well.
It's bragging rights.
Bragging rights,
I'm feeling problem, and they go 110 miles per hour. Cotto might be holding back. Do you know what I mean? But these kids are coming in. They're going to come in big as well. He's not going to fight sparring. He's probably sparring guys that are around the 160, 175 mark.
Freddie Roach, I don't know if he still does it, but he used to do when his fighters were trained for fighting like Manny and when you had Khan, he used to have like a knockout. If you could knock them down, you get like $200 or $2,000.
There you go, 2,000. I think
remember
it's $2,000.
That I'm trying to say. So it makes people fight hard, so you could recreate the impact of a real fight. You know what I mean? So yeah. Shocker this week. Derek Chisora released by Frank Warren. Yeah. That press release came through, and it just one line. It said, Derek Chisora is no longer working with Frank Warren.
Did it say Frank Warren or Box Nation?
Frank Warren, Promotions.
Yeah, Frank Warren Promotions,
they said. And I was like, that was kind of funny for a press release. No explanation, no story, nothing at all. One single line, maybe 7 words.
Yeah, and I feel like regardless of what's happened and something severe, for them to say something severe has happened, I think Derek Chisora deserves a bit more respect than that being released, because that's Derek Chisora. That is Mr. Box Nation. When that Box Nation ship was sinking, every single person left. You know what I mean? It was literally everyone was signing to Matchroom like every day. He's been there.
He stuck through it.
He stuck through it.
I can't remember how long ago it was, but maybe even up to maybe 6 months, 8 months ago, he was consistently the highest draw on Box Nation.
There you go. And I feel like, I messaged him and said, look, what's happened? He said, I've just been given the boot. And I said straight away, get your ass to America, PBC, they need heavyweight fighters. I mean, look at Deontay Wilder's been fighting recently. Derek Chisora is bigger than all those in terms of names and stature. Get him over there.
Derek Chisora could go over there, get in shape, beat up Areola, and get a title shot.
Get a title shot. I said, don't even know.
They're still trying to push Areola a title shot. They're trying to give him a title shot any way he wins.
Go. So, I mean, Derek Chisora's been fighting these kind of European monsters and whatever. Go over there, go to America and fight some of these guys and earn some good money. Not even worry about it. In heavyweight terms, he's still young. And he's only had one bad fight in terms of being beaten up, and that was Fury. Other than that, he's put in good performances.
I will say this. Robert Garcia says Marcus Maidana may never fight again.
said that between the Mayweather fight and the Broner fight, he made reportedly over $12 million, and he's very comfortable. He's walking around reportedly close to 200 pounds, and he's happy with his family.
So wait, September. So he fought what, 14 months ago? Yeah, 14 months ago.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time. He ain't fighting again.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I've been to South America a couple of times. And I'm not trying to say it's a poor country. It's not a poor country.
Yeah.
There's bits in it that are amazing. But regardless, your pound or dollar goes a long way over there. If you've made $12 million, and that's just through fight purses, we've not talked about sponsorship and all the other kind of endorsements, you're taking that back to Argentina, you're living out a good life.
Yeah.
Why get in the ring? Why do you need to?
No, exactly.
It's a dangerous sport. If you want to get out, get out.
I think that's a great story. I think it's a really, really great story. You know, boxing's a hard sport.
Yeah, not.
Madonna reportedly had a very tough life growing up, coming through, and he's now made enough money where he can live and share his spoils of his labour with his family.
Agreed.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
I've told you a million times before, if I could work part-time and take my kids to school and pick them up from school without doing a full-time job, I would do it.
Remember the All Access show, I think, when he had to let his son go or something, and he was very emotional about it, and he obviously can tell that he's very, very close, and I feel like, you know what?
That's what you need.
Live it out. I mean, he's had those tough fights where he's probably made a few $100,000, if that, you know, because Lamont Peterson got 50,000, so he probably could have got 5 figures. He's made 12 million.
He could buy a nice house, all out, still have tons of money, and live a nice, rich, comfortable life on £12 million.
You know how difficult it must be? Look, I've tried to lose a couple of pounds. It's not easy.
Yeah.
If he's walking around at 200 and you've got to say you're at 147, in his head, he's probably in his mansion, cigar in mouth, brand in one hand, thinking,
I don't need this. Boxing was about Madonna for a while. For 6 months, boxing was Madonna.
Further back, when he beat Broner.
Do you get my point?
So boxing, Maidana was the name on boxing on everyone's kind of list for at least 2 years.
Like I said, he had all the press. He had front page on Ring Magazine. He was a front page on Boxing Monthly. He was front page on iPads.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. Imagine he's had sort of Mayweather, where he's had all the best guys coming around and interviewing him. Now he's gonna come around and guys are gonna be on their iPads and iPhones interviewing him. Why would he want to speak to guys on iPhones and iPads?
Adrian Broner lost to Sean Porter.
Yeah.
Fought a guy.
I forgot. I even forget that Sean Porter.
Fought a guy for the WBA title, and the guy he fought, I can't remember the guy's name, was also coming off a loss.
Yes.
So 2 losers fighting for a world title, for the WBA title. This week, the WBA have announced that Adrian Broner has been elevated from regular champion to super champion. Someone please explain that to me.
So he's now the official champion.
He's a super champion, yes.
So yeah, the champion.
Yeah.
That's good because I said this to someone about. Then we done a Broner video, and I said to someone, Broner's a 41 champion, and the guy was like, no, he's not. I said, look, he's going to be elevated. That's fact. Soon as Danny Garcia says he's never coming back down again to 140, which obviously must have happened, they're going to elevate him. The problem isn't him being elevated, by the way. The problem is him getting the title, the regular title in the first place.
Yeah.
It was obviously going to be elevated because that's just standard. But the problem is him getting that regular title shot off a loss, and the other guy coming off a loss is an embarrassment to boxing. But are we surprised? Are you shocked? Are you actually shocked? You seem shocked.
No, I'm shocked. I'm upset. I'll tell you right now.
You can't be shocked, Racing.
Let me tell you something right. Yeah, and I love boxing. I'm trying to say, and anything that discredits boxing, I don't like to support. When I go to my friends or friends or people I go out to about boxing and say, oh right, how did anybody get a title? I can't defend it. How can I defend it? You know what I mean? Boxing hurts itself. My 6-year-old son, if I explain it to him that this guy became a champion and he didn't fight a guy who or that makes no sense.
Yeah.
You get my point? It doesn't make no sense. I can't help boxing. When you hurt boxing, be it through stupid title. Okay, why do we have the boxing basement for?
Yeah.
To protect boxing and to put people to shame for hurting
protect
sport.
boxing.
Yeah, and that's what we do. We tell the truth.
So we are what we know, the boxing police.
Nah, well, you call it what you like. We tell the truth in the show, and that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, if it hurts boxing, I don't support
Now,
it.
what? Super champion, the champion. Does that make sense? Is it fair to a lot of the guys floating around 140 that are not getting any chances?
Yeah.
But I guess, like you say, now it's a title, nowhere to hide.
No to hide.
So let's see.
Yeah.
Broner Crawford. I'd love that fight. I'd love that.
Crawford wins and stops him.
Stops Broner.
Stops.
It's not possible. It's not possible.
It is possible.
You know, Broner. One thing I'll say about Broner though, even when Broner goes down,
He gets up. He gets
no,
up.
his gas tank
Yeah.
is unbelievable. Every fight towards the end, he seems the stronger.
Yeah.
Always towards the end, he's the stronger. You know what I mean? Even against Maidana, he was one coming on. Against Porter, put Porter down. I know Porter was struggling with the weight, but Broner,
For me,
is a strong guy.
Broner's plateaued now. We know where he is. We know his level. know
I
his head.
don't.
Yeah.
I agree. I disagree. At 140, you think you know his level? 140?
Yeah.
No, or 147.
I think Crawford, we don't know where he's at right now. I think he's sky high.
I don't know.
I think Crawford is in the same vein as Lomachenko and those guys, where we don't know what their limit is right now.
Broner at the lower weight classes, that's what I'm going to say. The performances I've seen so far is when he thought he can go against bigger guys. Broner at 135 or 140, different beast. I think.
No, I understand that, but I'm looking at this from this perspective here. For the past 3 years, Broner has shown me pure holes. In the past 3 years, other guys have shown me other things.
I think the holes Broner's shown you against the fighters that you're talking about are better fighters than Crawford's fought. I think Maidana and Porter are better than Gamboa and...
But like I said, Crawford's sky high, he's coming up. Broner's had his opportunity at the top, at the high level, will be fighting at the high level, and then actually bring it back down to a low level.
Alright guys, there you go. This is a big one. Another video that's just gone too far, too long, hour-ish. But we'll see. What do you think? Let us know your thoughts. Remember, email, share, subscribe, tweet, all the usual stuff. And thanks for watching another this week in boxing. There is no fights next week.
I think the week after though is the big one.
Who?
Cotto Canelo.
Oh yeah.
And bring my bottle, please. I'm coming to your house early. Yeah, and I'm gonna bring some videos for you.
Here we go.
I'm gonna bring Cotto Margarita 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring the first 2 rounds of Cotto Torres.
Why?
That's just to remind you that, you know, what could happen to Cotto.
Yeah, that's not a problem because I've got on my Sky Plus box I've got Canelo versus Mayweather. You know when Canelo looks around and can't find Mayweather? Like, where are you, Mayweather? So let's know. This little fat boy, you know,
the difference is though, Cotto's not Mayweather.
And the difference is though, Cotto's not Kirkland.